A firefighter inspects a burned hospital after a fire in Miryang, South Korea, Friday, Jan. 26, 2018. A fire swept through the hospital in southeastern South Korea on Friday, killing more than 30 people and injuring dozens of others in one of the country's most deadly fire incidents in recent years. Kim Dong-myeonhup via AP, The Associated Press by On Young-jun and Hyung-jin Kim. Associated Press Miryang, South Korea, AP. A fire raced through a small South Korean hospital with no sprinkler system on Friday, killing 37 people, many of them elderly, and injuring more than 140 others in the country's deadliest blaze in about a decade. Most of the victims were on the first and second floors of the hospital's six-story general ward, where its emergency room and intensive care unit were located. Officials believe the fire started in the emergency room. Miryang police official Kim Han-soo said 34 of the dead were women and 26 were in their 80s or older. He said police may be able to announce the cause of the fire on Saturday. Police and forensic investigators dressed in white clothes, masks and helmets examined burned equipment in the blackened emergency room. Dark smoke and flames were pouring from the emergency room when firefighters arrived, so they used ladders to enter second-floor windows. Dozens of fire trucks and 2 helicopters were sent to the hospital as thick smoke blanketed nearby streets. The blaze was extinguished in about 3 hours. 3 of the dead worked at the hospital, an emergency room doctor and a nurse and nurse assistant on the second floor, said Sun Kyung-chil, head of the foundation that operates the facility. The National Fire Agency said officials were trying to identify other victims. Most of the deaths appeared to be due to suffocation, with only one victim suffering burns, a National Fire Agency official said on condition of anonymity because he wasn't authorized to speak to the media. Sun said the hospital did not have sprinklers because they were not required by law. Fire officials said the hospital wasn't big enough to require them. Fire official Choi Man-woo said authorities were investigating whether the hospital had missed any mandatory safety inspections, although Sun said it had not. In 2014, South Korea grappled with the aftermath of a ferry sinking that killed more than 300 people and exposed serious shortcomings in public safety. Officials blamed crew members' negligence, overloaded cargo, improper storage, unprofessional rescue work and corruption by the ship's owners. President Moon Jae-in held an emergency meeting with senior advisors and ordered officials to provide necessary medical treatment to those rescued, find the exact cause of the fire, and work out measures to prevent future fires, spokesman Park Soo-hyun said. South Korea is one of the fastest aging countries in the world and has many nursing hospitals, which are preferred for elderly people who need long-term doctor's care. In other recent fires, 29 people were killed in late December in a building in central Seoul, which was the country's deadliest blaze in the past decade before the hospital fire. Last weekend, a fire at a Seoul motel killed 6 people. Police arrested a man suspected of setting it in anger because he had been denied a room for being heavily drunk.